Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome to the Focus on Greatness podcast. My name is Hiram Roche, also known as HR, and I am so excited to be able to be here with you, my greatness tribe. Hey, listen, the other day I made a post, and this post was talking about this context of how we are able to take puzzle pieces. How we take puzzle pieces from our past to be able to help us define or figure out what our future is going to look like. And so, what I wanted to do tonight is kind of take some time to really go a little bit more deeper into this thought. One of the things that I was looking at is, as we know, anybody that knows anything about a puzzle piece, there are so many small pieces that you have to put together. And as you put these things together, you are putting them together based on an image, a box that has already showed you what the final picture looks like. So your objective is to take these puzzle pieces to be able to put them together, making sure that you're putting every piece in the right place. And as you're putting them in the right place, you put them in the right place so that you can create the picture that you see on the box. That's supposed to be the final work. Well, the reality is we don't have a final picture in front of us. We don't have like that template, that box to be able to say, this is what my final picture is supposed to look like. There's only one person that actually has this box, that only has this full picture of what our lives are supposed to be, what our real purpose and meaning and all of those things are. God is the only person that has been able to see what your ending looks like from your beginning, because the Bible tells us he is the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. So that means he's seen the full thing. He is what we consider, as the scripture says, he's the author and the finisher of our faith. So, meaning he's seen all that needs to be seen when it comes to my journey, when it comes to your journey. He knows how this is going to look, he knows how this is supposed to end. And so he's the only person that can be able to see the full picture of what our lives are supposed to look like. But I think what we end up trying to do in this journey is we are putting these pieces together in some form of sense blindly. So, what we naturally do, which this is not a knock on us, this is what we do. I believe that this is a part of who we are, is what we naturally do is when we're in present situations, when we are walking into our future, when we're looking at these different things, what we tend on doing is we take puzzle pieces from our past, things that we have experienced, things that we know about. We take these puzzle pieces from our past to be able to try to put together something to understand the moment or to be able to figure out what our next will look like, right? We take these moments to be able to say, okay, I experienced this then, so this looks similar, so this piece must go with that. And we continue to do this, and we do this when it comes to how we deal with relationships. We take this when it comes to how we deal with our jobs. We do this when it comes to how we deal with our money. We can take it in every aspect of our lives. That what we do is we utilize the puzzle pieces from our past to kind of get an understanding of certain things or clarify, in a sense, some of the things that are happening in our present, but also to try to figure out what's going on in our future. And so, what I want to do is kind of give us really some thought. Let's think about this, because the real thing is, like, I was thinking about specifically when we're talking about relationships, right? When you're talking about relationships and you're looking at certain things that you experience in the relationship, sometimes we allow our image, our mind to run with thoughts that goes through our head, right? And we experience something in this relationship. And sometimes when we have experienced something in this relationship that might remind you of something you've experienced before, you take the puzzle piece from that past experience and you put it on this scenario. Now, the scenario might not even match, right? It might be similar. It might just remind you. It might be something that brings up the feeling that you had back then, but it might not even be the same thing. But what we end up doing is we take those puzzle pieces from our past and we place them in our present to get clarity of a situation that we might be in that relationship. But again, it might not even be the real thing. It might not even be the truth, but this helps us to get an understanding. So when we're dealing with certain pieces, when we're dealing with certain struggles, when we're going through certain things, we try to find out or understand it. And one of the ways I believe that we do this is that we pull from are experiences that we have. I call them puzzle pieces, memories and things that we have dealt with in our past to be able to get again the clarity, some understanding of what this is, why this is what it is. But what I want us to be able to look at is that what if the puzzle piece that you're pulling from, you're leaning into the wrong side of the puzzle? What if you're looking at only the negative? What if this scenario reminds you of something, but because you never really pulled the real thing out of that, you really didn't pull the real experience, the lesson that you needed to learn from that. You're using the pain of that experience to give clarity to your present. And now you're putting pieces together, and now you're building what you now deem as what a good relationship or a bad relationship, or a person you can trust or a person you can't trust, who you can trust with your heart, who you can't trust. You're using now these puzzle pieces from your past and certain experience that you might be having in your present, which helps to shape how you're going to walk in your future. So if we look at that, just using again that dynamic of relationships, if we look at this though in every part of our lives, if we look at it in our job wise, if we look at it with our money, when it looks at for our business, how we do church, whatever that is for you, when we look at it in all these pieces, the thing that I want us to be able to think about, the thing that I want us to be able to get understanding and clarity on is if you're shaping your future by the puzzle pieces that you use, if you're shaping your future by the puzzle pieces, by the experience and the thing that you learn or take away from that puzzle piece, how important is it to make sure that you're pulling the right information? Because if only thing you use to be able to build your puzzle piece, if the only thing you're using to be able to build this canvas for your life is the pain points, then what ends up happening is you're only shaping your world for pain. So then every moment that you walk in, everything that you're anticipating, anything that you're going after, you're waiting for, as some would say, the shoe to drop, because you've shaped your world for pain. You didn't shape your world to be able to say that this is what I learned from that, and this is what I want my future to look like. This is what I want my relationships. This is what I want my money to look like. This is what I want my mindset to be. This is how I want to be able to govern myself. This is how I want to be able to deal with my emotions. Like, these are the things that you need to be able to pull from the presence of your past. There is a thought process that actually goes with this, and the thought is really this context of what we do naturally. We pull from our past to understand again our present, to be able to help us with our future. It gives us clarity on where we're going. It gives us an understanding of thought of where we are trying to go after, the life that we desire, the things that we want to be able to accomplish. And sometimes again we have ups and downs, and those things are called life, right? We all experience ups and downs. But if we only take from the up that it was up, and we didn't take the lesson from being up, then when we look at our downs, the only thing we take is from our downs. We don't look at the lessons that we can pull from our downs. Like, okay, amen, you know what? I had this job and this was going this way, this is happening this way, and then something happened and they fired me. I thought I was doing good. I thought this was happening. I thought this was going on. But what happened? Why did this job let me go? What really happened? Could I have done something better? This is an experience that I've had. So, because this is an experience that I had, now when I'm in a new job and certain things are going on and you feel some type of way, you got this little feeling inside, then what you do is, if you did not learn from the past, from that puzzle piece experience from your past, what you then do is you start taking that puzzle piece and you say to yourself, man, you know what? They might gonna let me go because, this was looking like it was going to be good. And I'm just waiting now for the moment when they just let me go and they don't want me no more because the last job didn't want me. And da, 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 da. Why? Because you didn't take the experience and really take the time to learn a lesson from it. So if we're going to shape our future, I want us to make sure that we're taking from our past and from experience in our present the lessons that we need to learn from these situations, so that as we're putting this puzzle piece for our future together, it's not full of pain, it's not full of safety nets, it's full of potential, it's full of dreams, and it's full of things that you want to accomplish. That's what I want us to do. Now, again, I do want to say this, and I said this in the post, but I want to say this in this conversation, is even though you are putting this puzzle piece together from past experience and you're trying to be able to get this picture that you don't even know really the fullness of, because you really don't have all the pieces, there are going to be gaps, there are going to be holes, there are going to be things that you can't answer. There are going to be questions that you cannot give an answer to. There's going to be things that you don't know. You can't say what your next is going to look like in. But here's the beauty. Because you're still here, that means those are spaces, those are holes, those are areas within your life that you haven't had to experience yet. Those are new experiences. Those are places in your life where the only person that can give those the only person that can put in those pieces is God Himself. And that's what we're trusting Him to do. Okay, God, I don't know what this looks like here. I've never been here before. I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know what this experience is going to be. But what I do know is that you know the full picture. So I'm trusting you enough to be able to give me what I need to fill in these holes. I'm trusting you enough to be able to lead and to guide me, to show me what are some things that I need to take out of these puzzle pieces. What are some experiences that I've had that I might need to do it over again because I didn't do it right the first time. I might need to change the way I looked at it. I might need to see things differently. So then when I pull from that, I can be able to see these are the things that you are actually teaching me through these things, versus allowing me to go through this struggle, go through this thing, and the only thing I see again is the pain. I think about a man by the name of Joseph. Joseph was a young man that told a dream to his family. And normally we just lean on that he told the dream. Because of that, his brothers, was hating on him or whatever, and, threw him in the pit and put him in slavery and all of these things, all of these experiences and all of these pieces actually occurred in his life. But I think it's so powerful that at the transitional point of his life, where now he's literally walking out the dream that he had, he says to his brothers, he says to the ones that he gave the dream to in the beginning, before it became reality, he now speaks to them and says this: what you meant for evil, what you thought was going to break me, what you thought was the thing that was going to tear my dream apart, what you thought was going to be able to stop me, what you thought, what y'all thought was evil, God used it to get me to the place where I'm at, where I can go before you to be able to set the stage to serve you. Wait a minute, Joseph. You're talking to the people that actually put you in this position. You're talking to the people that put you in this pit. You're talking to the people that actually sold you off. You're talking to the ones that stripped you from your father. You're talking about the ones that took you and put you in a place where you had no experience. You didn't know what this was. You was a slave. You were sitting in jail, sir. And you take all of those puzzle pieces, and at the end of this conversation, you said to them that he used this so I can get ahead of you, so that I can be able to set the platform to be able to rescue you, to save you. He took the puzzle pieces. He looked at his past experiences and situations, and he took the lessons out of those moments. He took the lessons out of that, and he said, this was for my good. Yep, nope, they did put me there. I was probably angry. I was upset about that. I was hurt by that. That moment, that thing that they did. Yep, it hurt me. It did. But I'm able to take something from that if I was not taking my time to look into, I would have lost it. If I was only looking at the pain, I wouldn't have been able to get to this point. If I was only looking at experience, I would not have been, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be able to get the clarity that this moment, these experiences help to paint my puzzle piece. This platform, this picture that creates the life that I'm walking in and living in right now. And now, because I'm looking at this picture, I can say that these experiences, I learned from them. I took the experience from these puzzles and I was able to take the positive and realize that because of those things, because you put me in a hole, because you sold me off, because they put me in a prison, because the lady lied on me and said that I raped her, because the people forgot about me, because of all of those experiences that created this puzzle piece for me, it put me in the position that I'm able to set the stage for my family, the ones that I told in the beginning. This is my dream. This is the vision God gave me. This is what God told me that's going to happen in my life. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to look at your puzzle pieces. Because again, reality is we're already using them. You're using them in everything you do. How you move, how you talk with people, how you deal with situations, how you approach things, how you think about moments, how you sometimes can withdraw yourself from things, the people that you deal with and those that you don't, the situations that you're afraid to walk into and the stuff that you're bold enough to be able to walk in. All of those things are realities of what you utilize from the puzzle pieces from your past. So we do it already. My challenge to you, so I want you to see how important learning the lessons from our puzzle pieces are, because we want to shape a future, yes, that looks different from our past. Yes, we don't want to stay in the place that we are in presently. We want to continue to grow. We want to continue to develop. We want to continue to move forward. All of those things are truthful, right? They're truthful. But what I want us to do is learn and take from those things the positive lessons that we want for our future. I love you all, and let's make sure we take these puzzle pieces together. Bye bye.